Okay. Story. Once upon a time. Like you all know, my friend Joshua, he already told the story about the emperor's new clothes, and just like the emperor, I'm wearing a new clothes, but it's visible. So you all are righteous and fit, right? So once upon a time, there lived an emperor, and the emperor was so rich and so full of himself, and he was like, "Oh, I want to have a cloth that is so only worn by those that are very good, those that are righteous, those that are rich." So what he did one day was, he never cared about the poor people in the community. There were a lot of poor people, and people were living in hunger. There was no food, but he didn't care. He only cared about himself. So one day he sent out flyers everywhere, and it was like, "Oh, I need someone, like a tailor, that is going to come to make me a cloth that is so magnificent, that is like the best in the whole world, so that people can admire him and see his cloth." So two brothers came. They were weavers, and they came and they were like, "Oh, Emperor, we are very good weavers. We're going to make you a very good cloth that only those that are fit, those people that are brilliant, that are not foolish, they can see it." So they were like, "Oh, that is good. I would like to see that." So they were like, "Okay, but we need some gold. We need lots of gold to be able to do that." So the emperor told his assistant, they were like, "Okay, give them all they need to make me that magnificent coat, the magnificent clothes." And he gave them, and they started up with their work. And so they had a room in the palace where they were making the clothes. And when they got to the palace, they laughed at themselves like, "See this foolish emperor. He thinks he's wise, right? We're going to show him and take all his money." So they went there, and anytime their assistant comes to check on them, they pretend like they're sewing clothes, like they're sitting on the machine and pretending that they're sewing the clothes. So there was this day, the assistant came in, and it was like, "What are you guys doing? Are you almost done?" And it was like, "Yeah, we're almost done." Like, "Where's the clothes?" We're like, "Oh, look at it. It's so beautiful. It's almost done. It's just mainly the color." And the assistant was like, "But I can't see it." But he was like, "But if I say I can't see it, they're going to think I'm foolish." So he didn't say it. He was like, he now pretended as if he could actually see it. So he was like, "Oh, yeah, I see it. It's so beautiful. Look at all the beautiful colors. Yeah, that's right." And so he went back to tell the emperor, and it was like, "Whoa, I saw the clothes is so beautiful. It has pretty colors, and all they need is more gold or money to put the colors." And the emperor was like, "Oh yeah, give them more, give them more." So he gave them more, and they went back and they gave it to the two brothers, and those people were laughing. They were like giggling. These people were so foolish. So at last, they finished the clothes after a long time. They went to show the emperor, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Emperor, this is the clothes. It's all done. Can't you see? It's beautiful." And the emperor was like, "But I can't see it." He said to himself, "But I can't see it." But because he too didn't want to appear foolish and unfit for his position, it was like, "Oh wow, this is gorgeous and magnificent. Everybody's gonna know in the whole world that I'm wearing a very beautiful and magnificent cloth." So he was like, "I'm gonna wait for my parade." There was a parade going to happen in the near future, like in some days' time. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna wear this for my parade." And then he looked in the mirror and he admired himself. He was like, "Oh, this is beautiful." So the day of the parade came, and then he removed his own clothes and then put on the coat. So he put it on, and then he went on his donkey, and everybody was cheering for him. "Hey, Emperor, look at your beautiful clothes." Everybody was happy because nobody in the town wanted to look as if they were foolish or unfit for their position. So they all pretended together with the emperor and everybody there, the assistant, that they could see it. So they were all shouting and going, "Yeah, Emperor, yeah, Emperor is beautiful." And then there was a little boy that was right there in the midst of them. I was like, "What are they talking about?" I don't know what they're like. I can't see anything. So I was like, "What are they talking about?" So he was like, "The emperor is naked!" And he's like, "The emperor is naked! The emperor is naked!" And the people were like, "Really?" And everybody joined him and they were shouting, "The emperor is naked! The emperor is naked! The emperor is naked!" And then the emperor felt ashamed. And he came to his and was like, "Oh, really? I'm naked?" And then he now felt foolish. That's the contradiction. He now felt foolish of himself and ran back into the palace. And meanwhile, the two brothers took their gold already and ran away from the palace. So they got the money, and the emperor was the one that was foolish. And he ran back into the palace. not having anything, and the pride was gone. And that's the end of my story. The moral of the story in conclusion is that pride goes before a fall. The emperor was a proud person. He didn't even care about the people in the community, only of himself. And so at the end, he was the one that was now foolish. Thank you very much.
Yay!